Welcome back, everybody. This is Royally Rumbled. I'm Jordan.
I'm Robert.
And welcome to episode 15, where we are covering both NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4 and
WWE SummerSlam 2018.
That's right. This is episode 15, and we've officially been around for one full year.
Air 5.
Yeah, we got a new logo. We found our footing. And we grew our online wrestling community. So thank you to everyone who interacts with us on a daily basis. We've got some new content coming down the aisle in the next few weeks.
Ooh, I like that. I like how you did that.
You know, we got to change things up and adapt a little bit.
A little bit.
You know, but we'll get more into that later. So I guess we might as well start off with Saturday.
Saturday night.
This weekend we have NXT TakeOver Brooklyn.
So excited, dude. NXT is the best thing that WWE is doing right now, so I'm super stoked for it.
Exactly, me too. We've talked multiple times about how NXT is the show of the weekend, and I feel like this is going to be no different.
Yeah, I mean, this is stacked from top to bottom. There are WWE homegrown talent. There are indie darlings. There are guys that have come from other companies, and just it's exciting.
Hell yeah. So let's jump right into it.
Yeah, match number 1. We've got the Velveteen Dream taking on EC3.
And boy, are the egos about to collide.
Love it.
I really enjoy both guys. Dream is absolutely mesmerizing, and EC3 is someone you could build an entire brand around.
They both own their character so well. They both know exactly what that character is, and they live it. So they're so believable in their character, the two of them. It's. I love that this is a matchup. I think that they should really tear it down.
Yeah, they're definitely going to put on a clinic in the ring, and I'm really excited to see what they're able to put together, not just like in-ring ability-wise, but character-wise.
Yeah.
The crowd eats them up.
I really like how it seems Velveteen Dream is the guy all the new big names have to go up against.
Yeah. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together with that, but yeah,
he's kind of like right. the measuring stick for NXT somehow. Like Aleister Black, his first big feud was Velveteen, and then he got Ricochet, and now he's got EC3. So basically, they use him as a way to stack everybody up.
That's
so
cool.
Really, really interesting that they have that kind of confidence in him. And why shouldn't they? He's phenomenal, dude.
However, I feel like EC3 needs this win a little bit more than Velveteen Dream. Because I feel like if Velveteen Dream were to lose at this point, it wouldn't affect him nearly as much as it would EC3.
No, I definitely agree. I think EC3 needs the big win here. They had this really interesting pre-shot promo where EC3 went to Dream's estate and wound up pushing Dream in the pool. Their charisma together is really dynamic, the way that they speak to each other. And call me crazy, but I think I kind of want them as a tag team.
Dude, that'd be really interesting. Put them in as a tag team and send them after the NXT tag team titles.
Yeah, the two most egotistical guys in NXT teaming up together to outshow one another, but also show that they're the two best.
But that's also like where we talked about the last episode, where in the build-up to that, we had Velveteen Dream team up with Ricochet, and it was awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
So I feel like this would be no different.
And it's not that I'm pushing to get Velveteen Dream in a tag team, because I know it might sound like that 2 episodes in a row. I'm trying to put him in a team. He's got the kind of charisma that everybody is electric next to him. It's weird.
Yeah.
So officially, who do you have winning this?
I have EC3.
I do as well.
Okay. Ring the bell.
Next up, we have the Undisputed Era taking on Mustache Mountain for the NXT Tag Team titles.
I mean, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I do not think that there is a better team in WWE right now than the Undisputed Era.
They are awesome. And that is undisputed.
I see what you did there.
Hanging my head in shame.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I didn't eye roll just now.
Undisputed Era dropped the belts in the UK, but then won them back in an incredible match on NXT, leading me to believe that these teams are incapable of having a bad match together.
Right? The matches they've both put on together have been nothing short of incredible, and I'm really looking forward to this one. I know we haven't said it yet, but because we always have different matches of the night and stuff, but this has potential to steal the show.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm not 100% crazy about Mustache Mountain. They're talented dudes, and they're former NXT Tag Team Champions, like we just said, but I still believe Undisputed Era is going to wind up retaining here.
I believe that Era will retain, and they will move on to take on the War Raiders, getting ready for War Games.
Oh, dude. Is that the next one?
Well, I think so, yeah.
Holy shit, I think you're right.
Yeah. So, War Raiders, Undisputed Era, and another team to be determined in War Games.
Dude, it'll probably be Mustache Mountain.
I'm all in for it.
That's a interesting way to phrase that.
Why? I don't understand. Anyway.
Yeah, the whole thing with the Mustache Mountain losing the belts was Trent Seven's leg was like the target of the attack, and he claims to be back to 100%. So I think that is going to play the role and possibly cost them the match.
So who do you have? You have winning. You have Undisputed Era officially?
Yep.
I do as well. Next up, we've got Shayna Baszler defending her NXT Women's Championship against Kairi Sane.
You know, if there's one person in NXT right now who I think could take the title from Shayna, it's Kairi Sane. Although I think there are plenty of other possible storylines to pull out of this if Baszler retains. For example, I could see a possible feud with Candice LeRae after this. But something tells me we might be crowning a new NXT Women's Champion here.
Oh. See, of all the matches on TakeOver, this is the one that interests me the least. I don't know if it's my personal disinterest in Kairi Sane's character or if it's my disinterest in Shayna Baszler's promos, but nothing's gotten me excited about this. I'm not saying anything about their in-ring work. The two of them are great. Not saying that they're bad wrestlers at all, because they're not. I just don't necessarily see Kairi winning the belt off Baszler clean here.
I mean, she beat her at the Mae Young Classic last year.
I know, but now it's different.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know.
Baszler's on a tear. I don't see her having an issue with defending and retaining against anybody right now.
Well, that's another thing that we've talked about previously, where there's no true competition amongst the women's roster on NXT right now. Yeah. There's no like breakout stars. So, but that brings me to my point of saying the winner of the Mae Young Classic this year in 2018 could go on to face Baszler at TakeOver before Survivor Series.
Okay. I mean, it's possible. Who do you got winning?
I've got Kairi Sane.
I've got Shayna Baszler.
Split decision.
Ooh.
First one of the night, which I feel like there's going to be a couple here throughout this episode.
Probably. Our next match, the one that I'm most excited for of the entire weekend, not just this card, is Adam Cole defending the NXT North American Championship against Ricochet. I cannot wait for this.
You know, this could be match of the weekend.
I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree.
Both guys have proven themselves. Cole debuted at the conclusion of last year's TakeOver in Brooklyn, and in the last year, he's grown into one of the standout stars in NXT. You know, I personally, I would hate to see him lose the title, but Ricochet is undeniably the most athletically gifted performer on the NXT roster. So if anyone deserves to become the next NXT North American champion, it's Ricochet.
Yeah, I have to think that Ricochet is in line for a huge push And I believe he's deserving of winning his first title in NXT.
Dude, he's got to be, right?
Yeah.
Because the amount of positive energy that he's been getting from the crowd, from everyone, from The Rock, you know?
Yeah. I mean, all right, so take it back a little bit. Undisputed Era beat Ricochet down before a match after Ricochet called Adam Cole a coward, thusly proving him correct. So William Regal made this official. So they've got the baseline story here going that Adam Cole is a coward. So can the rest of Undisputed Era play a part in this? Maybe, but I doubt it. I think that they're going to let them stand on their own.
Yeah, I mean, I could see, depending on where this match falls on the card, Undisputed Era might interfere. But like you said, I think this could be more of a coming out party for Adam Cole, like by himself, standalone North American champion Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah, and I think that if he drops it here, he should absolutely have a say in where the NXT title is going.
Yeah, that's very likely. That's very likely in my brain.
So officially, who do you have winning the title here?
I have Adam Cole retaining.
I have Ricochet winning.
Wow. Okay. We're split again. Like I said, this whole event, and we had talked earlier, but we had said, like, you could see all of these matches, or almost all of these matches, going either way.
Absolutely. They do a really good job of giving you both sides of it, so you could see if they want to go this way or this way. And I think they do that intentionally because they don't really make the decision until that day most of the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes hours before. Mm-hmm. So, in any event, I got Ricochet winning his first title in NXT. Super stoked about it.
Yeah, I have Adam Cole.
All right. And for the main event, which there's no question about what the main event of this show will be, we have the NXT champion Tommaso Ciampa taking on Johnny Gargano in a last man standing match.
Johnny Wrestling.
I can't say his name without that accent. It's not possible.
It's just weird.
Johnny Gargano.
It's the best rivalry across all of WWE, and it's going to probably be match of the weekend. This is the match that I'm most looking forward to the entire weekend between TakeOver and SummerSlam. I mean, it really sucks that it's not going to actually be a triple threat with Aleister Black.
I'm glad you brought that up because I really just wanted to say I am very, very sad that Aleister Black is not involved in this matchup because of his injury. Mm-hmm. He is one of my favorites in the entire company. So it really sucks that he had to miss this, especially because he was the last champion. So he doesn't even get to rightfully have his rematch yet.
Yeah, I mean, they were able to scramble together and get that video shot where someone attacked him in the back outside of Full Sail.
Yeah, and I mean, I like that they wrote him out that way to make it make sense. It just, there was a lot of really good chemistry with the three of them beating each other down on NXT.
Hell yeah.
And it was kind of out of control. Aleister obviously wanting to take on Ciampa, but also Gargano's like this fly in his ointment that he can't seem to get rid of. So he's constantly beating him down. And then Ciampa kind of just picks the bones and lets them fight each other. So it was a lot. I was really excited to see that play out. So
yeah,
it sucks. But I mean, I guess as a consolation prize, we get this match as last man standing. So,
mm-hmm. Well, I mean, just to touch on your point, the crowd chanting "You deserve it" to Johnny after eating a black mass was so surreal to me.
Yeah, that they were so mad that Johnny cost Aleister the title. But not even that. It's that his actions led directly to Ciampa gaining the title.
Yep.
That's how mad they are at Johnny Gargano.
I mean, just to come back to that video of Aleister Black being attacked.
Yeah.
We got like a few possibilities on who it could have been. We see Ciampa we see Johnny Gargano, we see Undisputed Era, we see Shayna Baszler, and we see Lars Sullivan off in the background. So it's going to be really interesting to see what they do and what they turn this into.
I really hope it's not Lars Sullivan.
I think it'd be interesting if it was Shayna Baszler, to be completely honest.
That would be really interesting. I don't know what the motivation would be.
Or like you had said, it could be Undisputed Era with Adam Cole.
Yeah. And that way you get like a 4-way, I guess. I don't know. I kind of just want him to be able to come back and at least get a rematch for his title before they decide to do anything crazy with him after he returns from his injury.
Yep. I agree.
So this match ends. One of them doesn't answer the 10 count. Is this the end of Ciampa v. Gargano?
I feel like it depends on who's going to win.
All right, well, let's skip to that then. Who do you got winning?
I'm gonna go on record now and say Johnny Gargano wins the NXT Championship and the building's gonna explode.
Okay, and if that happens, is that the end?
I will say no. If Gargano were to win here, I don't think that will see the definitive end.
All right, fair enough. I also have Johnny winning.
Do you think that it's going to be a definitive end?
If Johnny wins, I don't think it can be a definitive end.
Exactly.
But if Ciampa wins, he'll have put Johnny down twice.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that it's fair to say that they would move that along.
I mean, I will be personally happy regardless of what happens because I like both guys. But from a story standpoint, I think it would benefit things if Johnny Gargano were to win.
No, yeah, I agree. 100%.
And the fact that this is a last man standing match is going to be crazy. Dude, it's going to be bonkers.
Yeah, I can't wait to see some more of the crazy spots that they go for.
But like, even if you want to break it down psychologically, every single one of their matches reflects one of them struggling to stand and the other one helping them up to their feet.
Before doing something heinous.
Yeah. But even when they were teaming, you know?
Yeah.
But like most recently it was like one of them was grabbing the other by their jaw and lifting them up.
Mm-hmm.
So we're definitely seeing that spot somehow played upon in this match.
Do you think either of them will get color?
It's possible.
But I think that it would add a dimension here if Ciampa were to win, if he were to just go through it, you know?
Yeah.
Because that would just be crazy with like all of it running in his beard and shit.
It's possible. So we both have Johnny Wrestling walking away as the new NXT champion.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to NXT.
Hell yeah. I'm always looking forward to NXT TakeOver, dude. Always. Speaking of other shows that weekend.
Yeah. What else is going on?
We've got WWE SummerSlam 2018 from Brooklyn. For the pre-show, we've got the Raw Tag Team Champions, the B Team, taking on the Revival.
The Raw Tag Team titles are pretty much irrelevant at this point. I mean, they've been irrelevant since WrestleMania, which I'm never letting that go.
Oh, you mean when a 10-year-old was tag team champion?
Yeah, exactly. When a 10-year-old was tag team champion, it was just, you know. But I mean, it's still sad because I enjoy both the teams that are involved, and I enjoy Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. I just don't care for the story or lack thereof. You know, I feel like it should be a much bigger deal that the B team are champions, and it pretty much seems like an afterthought.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, these teams work really well together, but I personally wish Revival were booked better. But like you said, you could say that about any tag team in WWE today. They don't put a heavy emphasis on it at all. And I was even listening to Busted Open Radio on Sirius XM satellite radio, and Bully Ray, as you have to call him when it's outside of a WWE context, was saying that they were talking about maybe the Young Bucks potentially coming to WWE, because that's always a thing that's talked about constantly. Pete callers call in constantly talking about it, and he and the host of the show, Dave LaGreca, are not interested in seeing the Young Bucks in WWE for the reason that Bully pointed out specifically, which was if they're a tag team, they're going to get backburnered. The exact same thing that happened to the Hardys when they returned. They were hot for like 4 months, and then they just put on the back burner hardcore. And Bully can attest to that in the first person.
Yeah.
So I thought that was an interesting little tidbit that he threw out there. And it's sad because tag team wrestling is awesome.
Hell yeah, it's some of my favorite wrestling growing up.
Absolutely, because teams are a lot of fun, and you like to see the two guys work together, and then the eventual breaking up or turn or whatever. But WWE really looks at, like, if you're a tag team specific group and they don't see anything for you in a singles aspect, they will backburner you.
Yeah, I was like stuck thinking about what other teams there are in WWE. Like, who else?
SmackDown has more established teams, but the only
do they though?
Yeah. I mean, we'll get to the SmackDown tag match in a little bit, but there are more teams on SmackDown. I mean, Raw literally has these two and Titus Worldwide, right?
And Authors of Pain.
But they're being
Breezango technically, but they're
technically. So there's like four or five.
Rhino and Heath Slater too.
Oh yeah, they exist. Remember?
Backburner.
Yeah, hardcore. They were pushed really hard at the beginning on SmackDown, and then tossed to the side because they can't do anything with either of them, or they don't think they can do anything with either of them. I don't want to say that.
It just feels like the tag team division, they don't book long term.
Nope.
They're like, what do we got this month? Okay, do it.
That's it. That's how do we get a tag match ready for pay-per-view? And that's all they do. There's no, hey, this would be a really good angle. Let's work with it.
Yeah, there's really nothing. The furthest thing that they've done with as far as an angle goes was the Matt Hardy Bray Wyatt stuff.
Yeah, but it didn't even go anywhere.
No.
And as far as what Matt's posting on Twitter, it sounds like it's over.
Yeah, and that was going to be the one thing I was going to ask you is, do you think Matt and Bray are going to get involved in any capacity here? Or do you think they're finished as a team?
I mean, it sounded an awful lot like Bray Wyatt was asking for a band on Twitter to do an entrance song for him.
Saw that too.
So,
I mean, they wrestled on Monday.
I know. That's why I'm confused. Is Matt hanging it up or not? Or is it like his... Are they trying to use him less and less? Is he going to move into like a managerial role?
That's what I was wondering.
Because I'd really like to see Matt as a manager and to keep the Broken Universe alive, to use it more.
Yeah. So like, do we do one more storyline for Matt before he retires, or do we keep him with Bray and do something with the tag team Broken Universe thing? Or would you? I would
want to see. I would want to see him get the most legs out of the Broken Universe as possible. Honestly, I would want to see him get the most use out of that he can. Because otherwise, it's a lot of wasted time. Honestly, maybe there's a chance he flips over to SmackDown.
I would love to see Matt and Jeff team up for one more time if Matt's going to hang it up instead of Matt and Bray.
Yeah, no, definitely. You want to see the Hardy Boys give it one more run. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
If this is to be it.
Yeah.
The Hardy Boys should get another run. Yeah. Who do you have winning this Raw Tag Team title match between the B Team, who are on a historic run themselves, and the Revival?
I've got to go with B Team. Not for any specific reason other than Authors of Pain will probably show up at some point and just run through them.
I really hope that that's the case, so I also have B Team.
Okay.
Ring the bell.
going from one tag team match that means nothing to another tag team match that also means nothing, but it's still going to be really fun.
This one doesn't mean nothing.
I'm squinting my eyes. Like,
we've got Rusev and Lana versus Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega. I really think that this storyline is WWE further feeling out the potential for intergender stuff. I know this is still technically a traditional mixed tag match, but this story has been blurring the lines and all of the people have been affecting each other.
Yeah, but they specifically stated on SmackDown, they hammered this home like 3 times. The mixed tag team rules means the women will fight the women and the men will fight the men.
No,
Once
I know.
one person gets tagged, the other one's got to switch out. Like, they hammered it home.
I understand, and they also did the mixed match challenge where that was also a thing. I get it. I'm saying I think this is them dipping their toe in the water a little bit, because obviously they say that so much that means something else is going to happen.
I don't know. Not that I'm not saying I'm against it, because we've talked and we've said before we're all for intergender wrestling.
I hate, the thing that I don't like is that this is a pre-show match and there was so much TV devoted to it.
Yep.
That's what I don't like, is that they're not even confident enough for whatever reason. I don't know why you're not confident enough in Rusev. I don't know why you're not confident in Almas. And Lana and Vega had really good matches on SmackDown against each other.
They did.
They had really good, like, if you didn't believe in Lana, but you watched those matches and you left those matches going, Lana can't do this, we really have to part ways there. Like, you go your way, not understanding that she's doing everything in her power to actually be a good wrestler. And she cares. She legitimately cares. You go that way. And I'll take the route where I respect the fact that she's putting in the work, and I like to see that she's growing as a performer. So, which one of us is the asshole?
I mean, you and I are both on the same page.
Absolutely.
I love Lana. I think she's more than put in the work.
Yeah. From going from being told that they're moving her away from actually wrestling to working her way back into it.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow she angled her, just by being present, she angled herself back into it, which I think is phenomenal for her, and I couldn't be more over the moon for her. I think it's awesome.
Because if she didn't want to be there, she
left.
would have said, okay.
Yeah.
No, she would have said, okay, I'll just be a manager.
Yeah. When they told her that you're not wrestling anymore, she would have been like, oh, all right. But she wants to do it. Like, yeah. I don't understand the idea that you take people out of it that want to be a part of it, that want to get better. Like, that's really stupid.
I mean, regardless, they're still on the pay-per-view technically.
Technically,
because
I know.
If you have the network, you're gonna watch the pre-show.
Yeah.
You know,
it just annoys me that there was a lot of TV devoted to this. Zelina and Lana had, I think, 2 matches on SmackDown that were like 2 segments long each. And then with Almas and Rusev having their matches, all the backstage stuff that's with it, and it's on the pre-show. That bothers me. All that said, there's a wild card here, and that is, what role does Aiden English play in this match?
I mean, it's worth noting here that Aiden English was trained by the Guerreros, and he's married to Shaul Guerrero.
You think they play that card?
I think they could play that card, possibly. Our families have been friends for years, and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Okay.
Why not?
It's possible. I didn't even think of that. I
literally just thought of it.
I was more thinking that because he's been involved in accidentally screwing Lana and Rusev out of wins against these two for a few weeks now. Mm-hmm. So does he come down again and try to save them, and botch it, leading to Almas and Zelina getting the victory? Does he stay out of it entirely? Like, what?
No,
what's the deal?
He'll be there in some capacity. whether he intentionally or unintentionally costs them the match or helps them get over, you know?
Right,
you never know.
If he finally actually gets them the victory, maybe.
Because,
I'd say that's possible.
Because so far, Lana and Rusev have been costed each match at every single turn. So this could be their night. And then ultimately, in the end, turning on Aiden English.
I still don't like that they're trying to get him away from them. But that's neither here nor there, I guess.
Yeah, and we had said this in the last episode that we don't understand how they didn't just make Rusev Day challenges for the tag team championships.
Yeah. Why not? There's another team. Like we were just talking about. There's another team. But, whatever. So who do you have as the winner of this match?
I'm going to go with Rusev and Lana.
Ooh.
Because, like I said, they've lost every single time they've come up against Almas and Vega.
I think Aiden English costs them one more time, and Andrade and Vega get the win here.
One time too many.
Yep. That's what I'm thinking.
Do you think English intentionally or unintentionally costs them the match?
Probably unintentionally one last time, and then they will probably build towards a match featuring Rusev versus English at the next pay-per-view as a blowback for whatever happens here.
I'm all right.
I don't know where that puts Lana, but
yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't like it. I don't want to see them break up.
Who's the heel in that situation?
It's probably still technically Rusev because they don't understand what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like it should be, like English should do a full turn if Rusev turns on him. Like it should be a double turn where Rusev gets frustrated and beats him down, and then maybe Aiden English does something crazy, and then that he's fully the heel now, and then the crowd can get behind Rusev. Because isn't it a huge screw you to the guy that sang Rusev Day to chant Rusev Day at him when he's not friends with the guy anymore, right? Like
it's true.
So whatever, they don't pay me.
You could find us on Twitter
at Royally Rumbled. Anyway,
so I'm not really sure if this is on the pre-show or not. WWE Cruiserweight Championship match. Cedric Alexander defends his Cruiserweight Championship against Drew Gulak.
I'll just say right off the bat, I haven't had any time to devote to 205 Live, unfortunately. It sucks. I don't like that I haven't watched it, but I have not been able to watch it. But I know Jordan's a Gulak mark. Jordan.
Yeah, I'm honestly so happy that we're finally getting a serious threat from Drew Gulak. He's one of those guys who was overlooked in the initial beginning with the Cruiserweight Classic. And then once again, he was overlooked from the start of 205 Live. The dude could do it all. He's great on the mic, and he's great in the ring. And this match is going to be stellar. 205 Live has not been represented on pay-per-view since WrestleMania. So this is going to be a great match to showcase the brand as a whole. And I think it's probably a good idea to only showcase them on pay-per-view for the big four shows.
Yeah, because get people excited about it, kind of like NXT has its own show the night before.
Yeah.
I know that these guys are great in the ring because obviously I've seen them before with the Cruiserweight Classic, and then when 205 Live was kind of part of Raw, but it wasn't part of Raw. So I know that I know what their styles are, like their wrestling type, like the type of wrestlers that they are. Mm-hmm. And I know that they couldn't be more different. Gulak's a very mat-based, submission specialist kind of guy, technical, where Alexander's high-flying, acrobatic, lot of offense, flashy offense. So I love the idea that these are the two that are facing each other. Because when we got the last Cruiserweight Championship match at WrestleMania, it was Ali and Alexander, and they have similar styles.
Yeah.
So the styles couldn't be more different in this match, and that's exciting. But I feel like Cedric's been the champion since before WrestleMania, So
No, he won the title at WrestleMania.
He won the title at WrestleMania. So I say switch it up. I have Drew Gulak winning.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, I think it's Gulak's time. He deserves it. And Cedric could chase. 205 Live needs a shakeup, and this could totally work well. And this way we'll get a heel as champion yet again. And a dominant heel at that.
Drew Gulak for Cruiserweight champion for a better 205 Live.
Book it.
His little campaign slogan thing, because he's like kind of like a fake politician. That whole thing. Is he
Well,
still
he's not doing that anymore.
Ah, god damn it!
You gotta watch.
I know. I know. Still think it'd be kind of funny if he did that though.
He comes out in like a boxing robe.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he like comes out and he's all serious. He comes out like he's all intense.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then he just taps people out.
Awesome. I love it. I'm a huge fan of submission wrestling, so I really love that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be good.
And now on to what we believe is the main card for SummerSlam. But our first match right out the gate, we're going huge. It's Braun Strowman versus Kevin Owens. And the winner is Mr. Money in the Bank. The briefcase is on the line in this match.
Now, I think it's very interesting. The way that they phrased this was, if Braun Strowman loses, regardless of if he's counted out or disqualified, he will lose the Money in the Bank briefcase. So I think the verbiage there is going to help sell the story of the match.
Yeah, because they're not going to mention something that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So it's like introducing a shotgun at the beginning of your story. You have to use the shotgun at the end.
Exactly.
So just by mentioning, if anything crazy happens, he still loses it. Obviously, that plays to Kevin Owens' favor. Their cage match at Extreme Rules was great.
Yeah.
I love that Owens got the win after taking that crazy bump off the top of the cage. It was such an awesome moment, dude. And Strowman is so over, I can really just see them moving the briefcase because he doesn't need it.
I mean, we've said time and time again, Strowman does not need that briefcase. It doesn't make any sense for him to carry it around because he's not cashing in on anyone. Lesnar's not even there half the time. I don't know. But this program has only gotten better since the match at Extreme Rules. Having Owens like hide and run from Strowman, but in like a much less Looney Tunes kind of way.
Yeah. I really miss world beater Kevin Owens. I said that last episode.
Yeah.
I really miss world beater Kevin Owens, who came out and beat John Cena in his debut on the main roster. I don't like chicken shit Kevin Owens, which is what he's been since he won the Universal title the first time.
Yep.
So I don't like that at all. I really hope he comes out here and he actually overcomes Braun Strowman. I won't say clean because of what we just discussed, but I hope that he actually like takes him head on. Takes his licks at the beginning, but actually outlasts him.
Yep. Exactly.
So I've got Kevin Owens winning the briefcase because I don't see any reason why this match happens if he doesn't.
So I think it would be amazing if Kevin were to win the briefcase, but I don't think it's actually going to happen. I think they'll tease it, but in my opinion, it's better if Kevin stays away from the briefcase because if they give Kevin Owens that briefcase, he's still going to be the cowardly heel Kevin Owens.
Yeah, but I mean, they're not going to change that either way.
It's all about how they build them.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why they would change that now. So you got Strowman keeping it.
I have Strowman keeping the briefcase.
Well, then this next match should be very interesting to discuss.
No.
Because rolling right into it, Brock Lesnar, the Universal Champion, I think, defends against Roman Reigns again.
Again.
What do you got going on in this? What's the idea here?
Okay, so I'll say this: the way that they're portraying Brock as someone who like doesn't give a shit and doesn't care is really smart. However, when it comes time for this match to happen, the fans are still gonna boo Roman Reigns.
Absolutely.
The crowd cheered on Monday, this past Monday, as Brock attacked Roman. The crowd cheered him when they F5'd him.
Yep.
The crowd in Brooklyn is going to shit all over this match.
Oh yeah. I already read something that said they're ready to pull the plug on the match early if the crowd starts to take it over.
Good.
Like they already have that plan in place. And in my head I'm just going, why would you want that to be your contingency when you could have just changed the match?
They could have literally put Seth Rollins in this match.
Yeah.
Instead
Make it
of
a
Roman.
triple threat. Whatever.
Change it up.
Do anything you got to do. It's crazy to me. But my ultimate hope here is that they absolutely tear each other apart. They completely destroy one another. And then newly crowned Money in the Bank winner Kevin Owens comes down and cashes in before the match ends. So Brock Roman doesn't get a winner. And Owens cashes in the way Seth did at WrestleMania 31 and steals the title out from underneath Roman Reigns.
I mean, I'd be okay with that, but then
because then you could send Brock away again so he could go play in UFC, and then you could have Roman gunning for his title again.
The title which he never held.
Yeah, his title that he's never held. And Kevin Owens gets his title back after having to gift it to Goldberg.
But then we already saw Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns for the... This is a lose-lose situation.
It really is, but this is the thing, though. You could have multi-man matches now. Because what's the next pay-per-view after SummerSlam?
Hell in a Cell.
You could have a multi-man Hell in a Cell match. We'll go to Armageddon, what was that, 06, 02?
That was 2000.
2000 was
Yeah.
the... No shit, wow.
I think,
Okay.
Right?
Because it
Pretty
had
sure that was
Rikishi
2000.
and The Undertaker.
Yeah, dude, that was...
But wasn't it
2000.
American Badass Undertaker?
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
American
okay, so
Badass.
that's 2000.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So you could have a multi-man Hell in a
All
Cell
right.
match. And
All
there's
right.
more than enough talent on the friggin' Raw roster to have a good match where they're all involved in it. You could put Bobby Lashley in it. You could put Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens and Finn Balor and Baron Corbin. You could put all of them in it. All of them. And have them just beat the hell out of each other.
Yeah.
If you'd book Raw right.
But they don't. So.
But they don't. I'm just saying, I have Kevin Owens winning the Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns match.
God help us.
I'm all for it, dude. I'm all for it. I don't care that I saw it already. I don't care.
No, you're right.
Because I liked it when I saw it.
But even when we did see it, it was technically Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho versus Roman Reigns. So
Yeah.
it'll be different on that front.
Mm-hmm.
What
Because Kevin doesn't have anybody to help him. So
what I think is going to happen. So Brock's going to win. Everyone's going to be like all befuddled, and they're going to wait for Braun Strowman to come out. They're going to chant for Braun Strowman, but he's not going to come. Whatever. Heyman's gonna grab the microphone and be like, "We're leaving. We're going to UFC. Blah blah blah. We're taking this title with us." And then Roman's gonna snap. He's gonna attack Brock. He's gonna hit him with a chair a couple of times, and then he's gonna spear him through the barricade, and both guys will be down. That's when Strowman comes out. We get the cash in. Roman's gonna look strong. Brock can go away, and then we'll get Roman versus Strowman inside Hell in a Cell.
Okay.
I mean, we've seen it, but like...
I'll take that, but the only in my head, the only problem I have with anything that you said, even though I like it a lot, is Braun Strowman doesn't need Brock Lesnar beat down because he could do it himself. I get why you're saying it, and I like it. Enough, I guess. I'm just saying, to have Roman do the work for Strowman, that's a lot to say. A lot.
But Strowman's already lost to Lesnar twice, technically. 3 times if you count the SummerSlam match from last year.
I got you. No, I understand. I got it.
If they
I love that every once in a while they're consistent on their continuity.
They pick and choose.
Yeah, it's really annoying.
I'm just saying, if they were to pull the trigger on Strowman and have him not need the briefcase to beat Brock and blah, 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 they would have done it already.
Right.
But he's had chances and he's lost.
But he's never had, the difference in my head is that he's never had a chance when the crowd is so against Brock now.
True. And for him.
Right. Because the crowd's never been this far tipped in either direction for either of them facing each other. Not that I think that figures into it a whole hell of a lot, because they ignore the crowd 50% of the time.
I'd say 70%.
So you have Braun Strowman winning the Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns match. you have Brock and then Strowman. I got you. I just didn't want to do either of them the dignity of saying that they'd win it. That's why I did that.
Yeah. I just think it would further Roman's frustration if he lost again.
To
Lesnar. Like, Lesnar's the guy that I never beat, brother. And then in 20 years, we can get Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar again.
Brock's like 65 years old.
Maybe 10. Maybe 10 years. Come back and pop the crowd, brother.
Oh, ring the bell.
Let's talk about something fun.
Yeah, let's go from something that brought the morale down a little bit to something that's going to bring it way up. The highest it's going to be at this pay-per-view. The absolute pinnacle that the crowd is going to be at all weekend. I feel like.
Yeah.
This is going to be the match that any crowd, the entirety of the crowd, whether it be NXT or SummerSlam, this is going to be the hottest the crowd is.
Wow. That's a bold statement, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
Daniel Bryan versus The Miz. 8 years in the making, phenomenal video packages, all the frustration and aggravation, and just two guys that are complete opposites of one another.
This will be match of the night for me. I don't know about weekend. That's kind of pushing it, but I'm not going to disagree with you.
I think that this will be the match of Miz's career.
Wow.
This will be the king-making match for Miz.
The story that these two have been able to build is nothing short of spectacular.
Absolutely. And they're gonna Miz is the ultimate sports entertainer, right? He is the pinnacle of a WWE guy. Like, it's not necessarily the focus on the in-ring work. Not saying he's bad, by far. But that is not his focus. His focus is to get the crowd against him, get the crowd for him. He's a character. He's working on his character. He is a pure superstar, quote unquote. Whereas Daniel Bryan is the pro wrestler. He is the style difference in this match is awesome. And it's going to be so much fun. I don't want this to go any less than 30 minutes.
Yep, I agree. And we know these two could put on excellent matches. We know both of them are very capable of putting together magic. And these two have it. They have lightning in a bottle. Yeah.
Daniel Bryan was carrying a feud with a guy that he couldn't fight for like a year. That's how good they are at it. And I'm sure that they're friendly with one another. I don't think that they dislike each other in real life when the cameras are off and they're backstage talking to one another.
No.
I don't think that they, but it's just such a perfect, and the fact that you could go back to the very first NXT season, and they had all of that interaction. Like the groundwork was building for this match then.
Yeah.
Even though they were able to fight each other then, it wasn't the same. So it's just, I'm so over the moon excited for this match. What do you think happens?
I don't know, because this is one of those matches where we said, like, it could go either way. You know, I was at the SmackDown after Extreme Rules.
Yes.
And Miz and Daniel Bryan's segment was one of the best the whole night. And then they had a dark match where Miz tried to talk his way out of the match, and he tried to, like, shake Bryan's hand. And then it eventually led to Bryan hitting all of his moves on The Miz, like hitting his greatest hits, basically, and then hitting the knee for the pin. So, like, these two know how to work a crowd, because that went on for, like, 15 minutes, and everyone ate it up. They know how to structure the match to where everything is going to mean something.
And these two could actually, they can call it in the ring.
Yeah.
They don't have to have anything planned but the finish. And they could go out there and have a spectacular 30-minute match. Because they understand it.
And you know Miz is going to do the Miz kicks.
Yes.
And you know he's going to do, like, the drop kick in the corner.
This is going to be the match that, like, when his DVD comes out for his career retrospective, this is going to be the match everyone talks about on that. I see the two of them taking each other to the absolute limit. But I see Daniel Bryan making Miz tap, and then when they're done, they stand in the ring and Daniel Bryan offers his hand. Because I think Daniel Bryan's going to respect him after Miz takes him that far. Because the whole thing is based on Daniel Bryan called him a coward. You wrestle like a coward. So Miz is going to go right at Daniel Bryan with all of the stuff that he stole from Daniel Bryan. And he's going to prove to Daniel Bryan in the center of the ring that he can go.
I have goosebumps. Just from you describing that. Because that is something that probably should happen.
Bryan's going to go, you know what? And he's going to throw his hand out there and just, like, nod at him. Like, let's call it even.
Yeah.
You did it, you know? You tapped out. I know you're upset. And Miz is going to be selling his shoulder. He's going to be holding it and shit. And he's going to be upset about losing, obviously. But I think that Miz should shake his hand. Because that'll be a huge moment.
Yeah. That's like, I would say WrestleMania moment, but, I mean, SummerSlam's a pretty big deal. So when people look back at SummerSlams of years past and they say, what's your favorite SummerSlam moment? This right here would be a moment. Yeah. And Miz has said it's not about the matches, it's about the moments, and people remember the moments.
But then, even then, so, like, if that happens, they can leverage that further if they want to go to WrestleMania if Daniel Bryan resigns.
Apparently he already has.
Okay. So I wasn't sure if that was 100% or not, because there was some conflicting stuff about it when I initially saw it.
So I was gonna say,
but if they go to WrestleMania, like, you can leverage, because sometimes SummerSlam is the genesis of what a WrestleMania feud is going to be, right? So this is a good moment to build on, where maybe Miz does something later on that Daniel Bryan's like, I regret ever shaking your hand. You are a piece of garbage, whatever. Or maybe they flip it and do it the other way.
So do you think that this match at SummerSlam is going to be a definitive end for Miz and Daniel Bryan?
No.
For the year?
I think they're going to wind up being in, like, they're going to be dealing with each other in the same, because they're both vying for the same thing. You know, Miz doesn't want to be United States champion again. Miz is gunning for the WWE title. And we both agreed several times he should absolutely get a shot at it before the end of the year. And I think the only way to do that is to get a multi-man match going somehow, and you put both of them in it. So I think that they'll be involved with each other, not directly, but they will have to face each other again, but not one-on-one.
Yeah.
So you'll still have the yearning for that. But maybe it even changes the complexity of that match now that they do respect each other. Miz knows what he could do in the ring now. He's been on the receiving end of it. Now he respects Daniel Bryan. Now respects him.
So would you say that if that goes that way, and Daniel Bryan offers to shake Miz's hand, and Miz shakes his hand, would that turn Miz face? Because in my eyes, I think that's like a respectable move.
It is, but Miz is egotistical, but he's not without respect for other people if they show him the respect. His whole character is based on, why don't you respect me?
Yeah. And he said that in those promos.
Yeah. So if Daniel Bryan offers his hand, that's I respect you.
Yeah.
Right? So he's earned it. And that's all Miz is ever gunning for. I don't know. I'm super interested to see how this comes out, but obviously I said I have Daniel Bryan winning, so.
I too have Daniel Bryan winning. I think that's the only way you're able to pay this off. And I feel like they need to strike while the iron's hot and not drag this out. I think it needs to be a one-match thing. Daniel Bryan wins definitively, and then they go their separate ways for a little while until Miz wins the WWE Championship and then faces Daniel Bryan for the title at WrestleMania, for the title that he'd never technically lost.
Do you really think that they would have Miz carry to WrestleMania?
I'm not saying he's winning it right now.
No, I know, but I'm saying so you're saying by WrestleMania season next year, Miz is going to be carrying into WrestleMania.
Yes.
Wow.
Daniel Bryan wins the Royal Rumble and goes on to face The Miz at WrestleMania.
Yeah, because so if you keep them separated for that long, it's such a it's an organic feud already because they've already had this happen.
Yeah.
So it's almost by accident.
Yeah.
That they're put in the ring again against each other. And then you just hash all of this stuff back up again.
Yeah,
after letting it
and
lay
Miz
dormant
gets
for this
mad
time.
because Daniel Bryan's just riding his coattails.
Yeah, he's like, damn it, I have to face this guy again. He bested me the last time I faced him. Yeah, I shook his hand, but that doesn't mean I want to face him again. Like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I thought that was it. I shook his hand. I never have to face him again.
Let's see it. Miz is WWE champion.
Sticking with SmackDown Live, we've got the women's title triple threat match featuring Carmella taking on Becky Lynch and Charlotte in a triple threat. Going from one A+ heel in The Miz to another in Carmella. She is, I guess, essentially following his lead. Prototypical heel tactics that she's working with, man. She's running away, she's bragging, she's trash talking, she's lying. It's all fantastic stuff. And if you don't understand why she's so good, maybe think a little harder.
Carmella has been nothing short of great. She knows her character. She knows exactly what she needs to do at what moments to get a reaction. And that's exactly what she's getting. She's getting reactions. She's getting loud reactions.
Yeah. The best is, she says, she goes, I beat Charlotte. She always brags about beating Charlotte twice. And then on SmackDown, Becky brought up that Charlotte beat her, and she completely ignored her and kept talking. Which I just thought was amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing work. Because that's how Charlotte won her way into the match, was beating Carmella. But Carmella does not mention that as a thing that happened.
Well, no, because she just talks about her accolades.
Right. I love that. I love that idea.
If your parents are grilling you about your report card, and you say, well, I got 2 A's. And
Right.
they say, well, what's it with this F? And you said, but that doesn't matter. I have 2
But
A's.
I got 2 A's. Yeah, exactly. That's great.
It's just,
That's good.
It's simple and
That's good.
It works. And I don't understand why people continually say, Carmella can't wrestle. We need to get the Divas title off of Carmella because
somebody called her who called her a diva?
Charlotte originally said, you're a diva in a world of women or something like that.
Okay.
And then people on Twitter ran with it because they were like, she was saying exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a great line.
Yeah.
For Charlotte to use as a person that faces her directly. For people, like, so I've seen a lot of women fans, especially on Twitter, which I think is weird.
Yeah.
Hating on Carmella and also Charlotte and also Alexa Bliss. They keep calling them Barbies for some reason. I feel like these people didn't watch the women's WWE product in the Attitude Era through
2006.
Well, even further beyond that.
2009.
You could go as far as 2010 probably.
I would even say 2012.
Yeah. So if you didn't watch the women's product from I'll go conservatively, I'll say 97 to 2012, and you're complaining about the quote unquote Barbies on your TV screen with the women's championship in these types of matches that they're getting, you're insane, and you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Because they weren't even an afterthought. It was, can we get him in a bra and panties match? Can we get him in a mud wrestling match?
A paddle on a pole match.
Paddle on a pole. We can. How do we get them to strip each other and make it the most lesbian, homoerotic thing that could happen to get all the guys' jimmies whistling?
And it's got to be in 2 minutes or less.
2 minutes or less. So it's insane to me. I like a clip came up on my Instagram of, I think it was Stacy Keibler basically giving Scott Steiner a lap dance on the stage.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So like, but you're gonna call Carmella a Barbie? She could. No disrespect to Stacy Keibler, she was my absolute favorite when I was younger because that was the wheelhouse that I was in. Carmella could wrestle circles around Stacy Keibler, like without a second thought. So just maybe rethink where you're directing all that stuff because you're wrong. But anyway, all right. I'll get off my soapbox. Because the thing is, I'll get right back on it here real quick. I didn't even take my second foot off of it. I'll be 100% honest with you and everybody that listens to this. I didn't give a shit about women's wrestling until they started to make me care. And what I mean by that is the creative was put forth, they were given the opportunities, and their matches were longer than 5 minutes. I was one of the people that was tweeting, give divas a chance when that started happening. And that's when my eyes were open to the fact that they really don't have a shot. And now they're getting more than enough opportunity, and you're still shitting on it because it's not the women's wrestling that you want. But what do you want? What can they do with the women that are in the WWE right now to make you happy where you won't insult their looks, which is the same thing you get upset about when anybody else does it? I don't understand. Now I'll get off.
No, I agree. The women have gotten such a bad rap for years. But you look, everyone praises Trish and Lita, but people forget about people like Victoria and Jazz who they had 3-minute matches, but they were good, but nobody cared.
Mm-hmm.
And now
Jazz was such a legit star.
I watch stuff on the network all the time with her, and she's killing it.
Yeah, she was a legit star. Like, if they had her now with the athletic ability that she had, she'd
be a champion.
She would be so legitimate now.
Yeah.
Like, then they were passing her off as a legitimate star, but she was fighting nobody.
Yeah.
She was fighting people with absolutely no ability, and that sucks for her because she was that good, but she doesn't get the recognition she deserves.
No. See, my eyes for women's wrestling was opened when I was watching TNA.
Oh, yeah. No.
When the knockouts started becoming a thing with Gail Kim and Awesome Kong, that's when I took notice, like, holy shit, these girls like are good. They're really good.
Awesome Kong blew my mind when I watched her. Absolutely blew my mind. Because I was like, oh my god, they have a Big Show style character in her, but she's scary.
Yeah.
Because they wrote her scary and they made her legitimately scary in their storylines. Like, I loved that. I loved that's a good pull. That's a good pull.
I'm all for it. I'm all for Evolution, the pay-per-view coming up.
Oh, I can't wait. Dude.
A bunch of people were complaining, saying they're not interested, but like...
It was mostly dudes saying they weren't interested, and those guys are assholes too. Let's just be clear about it.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm ready for it. I'm excited. I'm very proud of every single woman on the WWE roster. Because half of them are better than half the guys from the Attitude Era.
The bottom, it's crazy because like a lot of the women that are wrestling now are generally my age. They're like in my age range, and it blows my mind. But that just means that they sat through the product that was put out with them in it, and they stayed with it enough to actually go do it because they wanted to make it better than the bra and panties matches or the fulfill your fantasy match.
Hell yeah.
So all due respect for those women, because that's a lot to undertake to completely revitalize an industry.
Seriously.
And make it in your image and what you want to be looked at as.
And main event shows.
Yeah. Get your own friggin' Royal Rumble, for God's sake.
It's crazy.
All right, so pulling back to the match at hand.
Yeah, they...
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I mean, they've slowly been building Becky back up for a while now, and she finally got herself a shot at the SmackDown Women's title, but unfortunately, Charlotte Flair returned after surgery and also earned her spot in the match. So they've done a really good job building the subtle tension between Becky and Charlotte.
Yeah.
And I think on Sunday it's going to explode. And I don't want to see either as heels, which people love, like, predicting for heel turns on partners and stuff.
Yeah.
That's, like, all that they do. They're like, who's going to turn on who? I don't think they need that here.
No, they don't. I think each of the women in this match have something to prove.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Carmella has to prove that she can outlast these two. Becky has to prove that she belongs. And Charlotte has to prove that she is a Flair and she is that damn good. Like, they all have that to prove. But I think what you need to worry about is the person that has nothing to lose. And that's Becky Lynch.
That's true.
She has nothing to lose in this match.
Clearly the fan favorite.
Yeah. Her title's not on the line, and her legacy's not on the line. She has nothing to lose in this match, and I think that makes her the most dangerous, and that's why I picked her to win.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. So here's how I think the match is going to end. It's going to come down to Charlotte and Carmella are in the ring, and Charlotte's going to trap Carmella in the figure 8, which is at that point is going to lead to Becky Lynch coming into the ring and locking an armbar on Carmella. So Carmella is in an armbar and in the figure 8, and she's going to tap. The bell's going to ring. Okay. Everyone's going to be confused over who won. Paige is going to come out and restart the match. Carmella's going to use the title and knock Becky out of the ring. She's going to super kick Charlotte and pin her.
That's awesome. I'd be all for that.
Because then everyone has a reason as to why they should be the champion.
Yep.
And then
just continue it down.
Because Evolution is the next pay-per-view for them.
That's cool. You could do it. I want as many women on that card as possible.
Hell yeah. I mean, I feel like Charlotte was just added to the match to take the pin and kind of protect Becky.
Yeah.
And what better way to get heat than by taking away Becky's shot and retaining the title.
Over Charlotte.
Yeah. So more Carmella as champ. Her time's not up yet.
Nope.
And wrestling Twitter is going to explode. It's going to be great. Following that little rant, we have a singles match between Finn Balor and Constable Baron Corbin. In another rematch from Extreme Rules, the build has improved, in my opinion. I like how they've made Corbin the cocky Constable of Raw, abusing his power by trying to book Finn Balor in different matches, but attacking him.
Cocky Constable.
Cocky Constable Corbin.
Hashtag Cocky Constable.
Unfortunately, they didn't take the direction that we had mentioned in our last episode because Corbin didn't make him mad enough to bring out the Demon for SummerSlam.
Is he ever going to be the Demon again?
I mean, they're saving it for when it actually matters. I would rather not overuse the Demon.
No, me either, but at this point, we haven't seen it in this will be a full year, won't it?
No, the last time was TLC in October.
We're very close to a full year. I don't like not having the Demon.
The Demon could come out at Hell in a Cell.
So you said that you like the build up to this, and I do. I agree with that. But what more do these guys have to do to each other?
I mean, they're going to have a match, and then that'll be it. I think this is going to be the blow-off match.
Yeah, this is it.
Because why would we drag it out another month?
I wouldn't want them to. I don't want them to. I don't want that. I'm not saying that. I just don't know what to expect, honestly. I really don't. I don't think that we needed another Finn Balor Baron Corbin match, but this is going to be like a 10-minute in between a big moment and another big moment kind of thing.
So who you got? Who you got winning?
I've got Finn Balor winning because I have no idea what to expect.
Yeah, I have Finn Balor as well.
And I also just, I think I said this on Twitter, but I just wish Corbin wasn't wrestling in suits.
Dude, it's so weird.
Why do corporate characters, quote unquote, always do this? You've got Constable Corbin in his formal wear, Corporate Kane, J&J Security wrestled in full 3-piece suits. Why?
Because
can you think of anybody else?
Because they can't afford gear when they're buying these suits.
That's true.
The only logical explanation.
Suits are expensive. Don't let them rope you in that with that buy one get 3 free thing, because that one is real expensive.
I don't know. I feel like we're slowly building towards a match between Baron Corbin and Kurt Angle for control of Raw.
Yeah.
Which, yeah. I mean, it's not a match that I was ever interested in when Kurt Angle first returned, but now it's kind of interesting. I like Constable Corbin.
And I would venture so far as to say Kurt Angle would put Corbin over and probably just be retired forever after that.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't think I'd want Kurt Angle's last match to be against
Baron Corbin. No, me either. But I don't know. I'm kind of done with Kurt. Unfortunately, but it's not necessarily his fault. It's the stuff that they've given him to do that I'm just kind of like, all right, that was cool. He could go back to where he was.
So where do you think Balor goes from here?
Hopefully into a multi-man situation for the Universal title after Kevin Owens wins it.
Yeah, because I was even going to say maybe put him with Kevin Owens going into Hell in a Cell, and then we could see the Demon, because we could have the prize fighter versus the Demon on the main roster. Yeah,
and make it be one 2-time Universal Champion versus the first Universal Champion trying to win back the crown he never lost.
Yeah.
That writes itself, but that's why it won't happen. Head scratchers all around in the center portion of our show here. We've got Shinsuke Nakamura, the United States champion, versus Jeff Hardy again.
So I noticed by the tone in your voice, the confusion that Shinsuke is even the United States champion. Because the cold hard facts here, people, is Shinsuke hasn't done a single thing that's interesting with the United States Championship. He's just there with the title. That's it.
Is Jeff even healthy?
I don't know.
Because we were told that he dropped the title because he wasn't healthy. And he's been on like every SmackDown since that happened, and he's got a match at the pay-per-view.
Shinsuke and Jeff actually had a really good match, like on the SmackDown that I was at.
Yeah,
for the title.
I'm confused. That's why I'm confused.
I don't know. I kind of hate that the way that they built the match, because it's just built around Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton. Doesn't make any sense.
It's built around Randy Orton. He's had all the time on the mic. He's had all the time on TV. Apparently, he cut a really good promo at the beginning of SmackDown the other day. I don't care enough to even watch it. Because I don't like Randy Orton.
It was all right.
I never have.
He peaked at Legend Killer for me.
That's like when a kid's really cool in freshman year of high school.
Yeah.
And then
that's exactly the way I would describe Randy Orton. He was really cool in freshman year, and now he's
he's going for his masters, and he's still hanging out with high school kids.
Yep.
How does he even figure into this? Is he going to come out and kick Jeff in the balls again? Do we need that?
We definitely don't. We definitely don't.
But to piggyback on something we were talking about way earlier, does Matt come and even the odds?
God, I hope not. I don't want to see Matt and Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura. What kind of a team is that? It just makes me mad.
They're called the Ballbusters, Jordan.
Oh, I'm a snake.
Oh shit! I'm a snake.
Every time Randy Orton does that slither thing, I just picture him saying that.
Be a snake, Randall.
He refers to himself as Randall. I gotta go with Shinsuke Nakamura here.
Yeah, me too, because I don't know what else.
I feel like Orton's just gonna distract Jeff and set him up for a Kinshasa, and that'll be the end of the match and the feud. We're probably gonna get Randy Orton versus Jeff Hardy at Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, but then what is the whole point of having Shinsuke involved at all?
I don't know, but Jeff has always said one of his goals since returning to WWE was to compete in Hell in a Cell. So it seems like they're gearing up for one with Randy Orton.
Oh my god, that's gonna be such a bad match.
I don't know what else to do with Shinsuke Nakamura in that title, though.
Yeah, what do you do?
The only other thing that I could possibly think of is to have Orton show up mid-match and RKO Shinsuke to DQ Jeff. And then it would be a triple threat. But then that would totally go against Randy's initial objective / goal of
destroying everyone that you're a fan of.
Yeah.
So he's like the legend killer, but like the popular killer. But then I just wonder, Cena's coming back for SmackDown 1000, which is in October. So what if...
Don't even say it.
And I'm just throwing this out here. Just spitball and follow me. I know it's going to be difficult.
God.
What if we get Randy Orton?
And I'm asleep.
No. Sorry, I misspoke. John Cena hits the ring to cut his SmackDown 1000 promo. This is the show that made John Cena. Right? And then suddenly, Randy Orton's music hits.
I hear voices in my head.
And he comes slithering down to the ring. And he goes, John, what if we finally settle this? First time ever, me versus you, one-on-one, no stipulation. Just a clean man versus man match.
Oh, stop.
And SmackDown 1000 ends with Randy Orton posing over John Cena after delivering an RKO.
For the first time ever.
Once in a lifetime. Randy Orton versus John Cena, what do you say?
Oh, God. The sad thing is people are still going to pay money to see that.
You could spend $9.99 and you could watch that match 287 times.
No, you don't even need to spend $9.99.
You get the first month free.
You could go to a Walmart, to one of those $2.99 bins, and pull out a DVD, and I guarantee you one of the matches is going to be John Cena versus Randy Orton. It's like a needle in a haystack.
Yeah.
Except the haystack's made out of needles. Let's talk about something else that's really boring.
Yeah, we'll stay on SmackDown. We got the Bludgeon Brothers, the champs, versus the New Day again. Again!
I am so bored with the tag team division, and we talked about it earlier, but I mean let's touch on SmackDown side of things. I tweeted on Tuesday that SmackDown already ruined sanity.
Yep.
You know, the club has been MIA.
Oh yeah, they're on SmackDown.
The Bar just returned from their TV hiatus, but then they just lost to the New Day.
New Day beat the Bar to get in this match.
Yeah, I have no idea what they have planned, and it just, once again, zero long-term plans. Just, we need someone for the Bludgeon Brothers. Let's put the New Day in there because they're good, and I'm not shitting on either team. I'm just saying the story for the champions versus the challengers does not work.
What match do these two teams have left against each other? I feel like they've bore everything to the bone. There's other teams that could be involved in this.
Yeah.
You've got Sanity. You've got the Bar. You've got the Usos. I didn't even write the club down because I forgot.
I was thinking, where are they?
So
and then I remembered.
SmackDown has more established teams, and those are the teams. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 full teams that are established that you have to do absolutely no work whatsoever to get them on TV and people understand they're a team that works together. 6 teams. And we've got a rematch. I got the Bludgeon Brothers winning, because why not?
I got Bludgeon Brothers as well.
Because why not, right? Were you going to give it to New Day? For what? They're beyond the title. They've hit that point where they're beyond the title. But that's probably why they'll win it.
See, I remember reading a while back that the New Day was going to kind of go their separate ways for a little bit, which I think would be great for all of them, because then they could work on their own stuff, their individual characters, but still remain a unit when they need to. I don't want them to be split up as far as like the Shield is split up,
where they come back together if they need to, but they split apart most of the time.
No, but I'm just saying that. like they still come out and say like representing the New Day, but it's just like a singles match, but they pursue singles stuff. Like I want to see Big E go after that United States title.
Yeah, I want to see Kofi go after the WWE Championship.
Right. Dude, imagine Kofi Kingston versus AJ Styles.
Yeah.
That's something we've never seen before, but we could totally believe Kofi being the number one contender.
Yeah.
Why not?
Especially if he's got the New Day to like help him. Not that he needs it.
No.
But keep them together, keep them still managing, you know?
You think? I don't even think they need to do that. I don't
think they need to. I'm saying keep them. Why not? Just keep them going out there together. I don't want them to be split up that far apart, because you'll eventually lose it, and you don't want to lose it, because once you lose it, they're gonna take them away, and you'll never have them back together again. So I say you keep the joint entrance. You keep Big E announcing where they're at, and don't you dare be sour, like the whole thing. And then you just have Kofi Kingston be the guy in the ring and the other two on the outside. Put them on commentary. Have them distract, whatever. Make them like fun-loving heels or something. Do something different.
Yeah. Moving on, a singles match for the Intercontinental Championship. Dolph Ziggler, the Intercontinental Champion, with Drew McIntyre in his corner, is taking on Seth Rollins with Dean Ambrose in his corner.
Returning Dino.
And this feud feels like it's gone on way too long.
Yeah, this is one pay-per-view too many, I would say.
It's pretty clear that this is just a way to reintroduce Dean Ambrose. And I'm going to be really let down if he just turns on Seth Rollins and costs him the match. Because what year is it?
Yeah, I don't want to... Like, I said it last episode, and I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. I do not want to see Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins again. And I'll go one step further with the people involved in this match. I definitely don't want to see Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler again.
Yeah.
That was the whole first year of SmackDown Live.
That happened at SummerSlam 2 years ago, I think.
Ugh.
Was Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins? Or was that last year?
What I would like to see is Dean Ambrose versus Drew McIntyre.
Sure.
It's new. It's different. Give me that all day.
I'm just saying,
all day.
I don't want to see Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose because we literally saw that at Hell in a Cell 2014.
Yeah, and that was the one where they did the double bump.
Yeah.
And they both got taken out on the stretchers, and then they both came back. It was, oh my God.
I saw someone suggest having Drew turn on Ziggler.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say to you. So everyone's expecting a turn, but should it be Dean or Drew? Or should it be anybody? Should they do a turn at all?
I don't think they should, personally.
I don't think they should either, because I like Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler, and if you're going to do that turn, you got to lay the seeds for it. You can't just have Drew do it. It would be so weird if he did it now.
Yeah.
Like, there'd be no explanation for it.
And I think everyone's thinking because it's Dean Ambrose and because he's been off TV for 9 months, it just makes sense. And they could lay the groundwork. Well, I was sitting home for 9 months. You were taking over Raw, and you forgot all about me, and you got a new partner, and blah, blah, blah. Like,
he literally didn't forget about it. It's so stupid. I'll say this. I like Dean's new look.
Yeah, me too.
Okay? He looks... I'm so glad he got rid of that friggin' awful hair that he had going on. And I've been on record, and I'll say it. I was not a Dean Ambrose fan. I will keep my eyes open to whatever new he's cooked up. Okay? So I'll be nice about it. I'm not going to completely bury him right out of the gate. He's back now. I haven't seen him in 9 months. He seems fresh.
Exactly.
Dean Ambrose and I get sour on him real fast because he doesn't do anything that excites me. Except his varying height elbow drops that he does. Ooh.
He also hasn't seemed like he tried. He seemed very complacent, which would make sense in a feud with Drew McIntyre.
Yes, because that's exactly the thing that Drew was trying to root out. But what if... So how about this? What if both Dean and Drew turn on Ziggler and Rollins, and Dean and Drew become a team? They brought Dean back to the exact same spot he was.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that makes this all questionable, in my opinion. Right? Dean comes back and he's not interrupting the Universal title situation. He's thrown right back into the upper mid card with Rollins and Ziggler. So it's like they're just going to keep rolling with what they were doing before. Like, what is he going to... They're going to be the tag champs again? I've got Ziggler winning the Intercontinental title match.
I do as well.
Because I don't know what else to expect. Staying on Raw, we have the Raw Women's title match featuring Alexa Bliss defending against Rowdy Ronda Rousey.
Alexa Bliss should retain the title here. She deserves to. But will she actually retain? I honestly do not know. And I'm hoping by the time that we talk through this, it'll help me decide.
I kind of like the build that they've gone through with this. They've taken great care to make the audience slightly invested. But I think everybody cares about whatever Ronda Rousey's involved with. And obviously Alexa's the champ, so there's like a double bump on that one.
Yeah.
I laugh every time Bliss calls Ronda a rookie. Even though I know it's technically true, it's still really funny to me because Ronda's been in fight sports forever.
Yeah.
So I hope that Ronda gets to show off her skill set here. And I honestly believe Bliss is a better opponent for her than Nia Jax.
So do you think that they screw Ronda out of the title again somehow?
No, I believe Ronda will win.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. See, I'm afraid they're gonna somehow there's gonna be another screwy finish, and I just don't want to tread the same water.
Yeah, you don't want to go down the same thing. I think it's a way bigger moment because they want moments for Ronda to win the women's championship.
Yeah,
and then your Raw ratings go through the roof to see Ronda's like celebration, and then you interrupt that however you want to. Because you have a blank slate to start with. You could have Bliss come out. You could have Nia come out. You could have Mickie James come out. Alicia Fox. Whoever. You know what I mean? Like, you start... If you give the title to Ronda here, it's a clean slate to start whatever feud you want to in the Raw Women's division.
Yep. Going into Evolution.
Charlotte's the easy in-house pick to face Ronda at a WrestleMania-type situation. The wrestler versus the fighter.
Yeah, but they're separate now.
No, yes, they are.
There's no way to logically bring them together to have a match unless during the build for Evolution, they're just like, hey, we're just going to do this because it's all the women, so brands don't matter.
One of the things that they could do is drop the other's name in a promo. And then they do the cross-show promo battle until they bring them face-to-face. Charlotte's like, I was watching Raw last night, and seems that rookie over there's got a lot to say about me, that kind of thing.
Unless Charlotte wins the SmackDown Women's title, and then we get...
Champion versus
champion.
There you go. See? You walked into it.
Oh, God. Poor Becky Lynch. Well, I mean, they even said that, like, how about this? They even said that, like, women from any brand could be a part of this. What if we get 4 horsewomen versus 4 horsewomen at Evolution?
Ooh. Oh, man. That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. Shit.
But I don't want Ronda to win the belt here.
Yeah. Well,
I want Alexa to retain. I'm going to go with Alexa.
All right. I still got Ronda.
I think it's safe. I think it's safer.
And finally, we have our main event of the night. Our main event of the night. The WWE Championship match featuring the champ AJ Styles taking on Samoa Joe.
Well, this match should be stellar.
Yeah.
From a story perspective, it's interesting to say the least that they chose to go this route.
It's a little forced.
I was not happy with how SmackDown ended on Tuesday. It was weird, and the whole thing just seems kind of silly. I understand that it's Samoa Joe just playing mind games with AJ, but the way that they presented it and the way that they formatted it, it was like Joe actually got like a letter from AJ's wife. Like, why? Just have them wrestle. Just have them feuding over the title and who's the better wrestler and who's deserving and who's got the killer instinct. You don't need to get like AJ's wife wants him to come home because he's never home because he's the champ. Like, that's the story we're getting.
Well, he did just pass the all-time SmackDown Championship record. He just passed JBL 281 days.
Really?
As the SmackDown champ. Yeah, he's the longest reigning champion on SmackDown.
Good for him.
Ever.
Good for him.
Yeah. So, I mean, it makes sense. I think it's a little forced. I kind of like that they tried to take it the personal route, even though I don't necessarily agree with the personal route they went.
Yeah.
I knew, like, as soon as AJ started talking about looking in his daughter's eyes, I was like, okay, what is this gonna be? You know? And then Samoa Joe picked his spot and put AJ out unexpectedly to announce that he was the number one contender.
That was cool.
GM Page doing an awesome job.
Dude, Page is great.
Why doesn't WWE respect AJ as the champion?
I mean, I think they just prioritize because they think Brock Lesnar is a bigger star, and that's the only reason.
They should look at their merch sales. I see way more people with AJ Styles product on, way more people than a Brock Lesnar T-shirt.
Yeah, if you look at my shirts that I own from WWE, not a single one of them is a Brock Lesnar shirt. 50% of them are AJ Styles shirts.
I don't understand why WWE doesn't acknowledge the WWE Championship as the championship. It's foreign. It's a foreign idea in my head.
It's because they tried to introduce the Universal title, and literally it hasn't worked out.
No.
For any champion.
It's been a complete botch job since its inception, really.
Yeah.
Going back to this match, I think Joe is entirely in AJ's head, and I think he's overdue for some gold on the main roster. So I say Samoa Joe wins.
Wow.
And then AJ gets a nice month-long vacation. Maybe 2 weeks. We'll give it 2 week vacation.
I mean,
go home.
I'm looking forward to the match itself, and these two have been on my list of dream matches in WWE for a while now, and it's happening at SummerSlam, and it's happening for the WWE Championship. It's going to be awesome.
Couldn't be a bigger stage, couldn't be a bigger reward.
Yeah.
You know? I just hope it's not like the fifth match.
I don't see that this feud. I don't see this feud ending after this.
No, definitely not.
But
definitely
I
not.
do
There's
see
so much more for it.
I do see AJ Styles retaining here.
Okay.
And
this is one that could go either way, just like you said earlier.
Somehow it's just going to lead to another match at Hell in a Cell. However, I will say that Joe winning the title is something that I could also see happening, and I really wouldn't be mad if he did. He deserves it. And if this is the way that we see AJ's title reign end, I'd be glad that it's Samoa Joe. But like I said, this won't be a one-off match. There's more in the tank between these two, and I'm only really slightly upset because it couldn't be a triple threat match between these two and Christopher Daniels. But Daniels is doing fine for himself in Ring of Honor.
Sure.
He's wrestling Stephen Amell at All In.
He is.
So.
No, I do. I like it. I like this match a lot. I'm really excited to see them get to do it in WWE. I just think that it's Samoa Joe's turn, man. AJ's had 281 days, like I just said. Let him get a mini vacay, spend some time with his daughter, and let Joe run roughshod, man. Because then you could get triple threat Daniel Bryan, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles.
Oh my God, that's amazing. My brain's not even on that level yet.
Imagine that, dude.
All right, sign me up. I'm in. I'm all in.
Yeah, so we got Samoa Joe, champ, leaving SummerSlam with the title.
I mean, I'm thinking AJ Styles still, but I'm not gonna be mad either way. So that about does it. Any other thoughts on SummerSlam?
I don't like that there's so many rematches from last month on here, but otherwise, it should be a decent show. There's enough good to outweigh the questionable and the bad.
Yeah.
I just hope it's an entertaining show from start to finish.
Yeah, me too. I'm sure Elias is going to be there. They have him advertised as doing his greatest performance to date, which I'm sure Bobby Lashley is going to do something. So I'm sure we're getting that.
I just really wish that they would let Elias wrestle.
I don't know. Well, let us know what you guys think if you're still with us, which I'm sure you are.
Absolutely.
You could follow us on Twitter at Royally Rumbled. You can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Royally Rumbled. You can find us on YouTube. Just search Royally Rumbled Podcast. Also, we're available on the following platforms: iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Podbean, SoundCloud, and Spotify. And hey, if you listen to your podcasts on a different platform, let us know and we'll get on there just for you so you could listen to us. So you don't have any excuse to not listen. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you want to go ahead and leave us a review, if you'd be so kind, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, just, like one line, like these guys should be booking WWE, whatever you want to say.
If you want to follow us individually, I, Jordan, am on Twitter and Instagram at Alex Shepard. That's ALXSHPRD.
And I, Robert, am on Twitter and Instagram as well at Yezzball. YEZZBALL.
Thanks, everyone, for listening to episode 15. We've got some
15 episodes.
I know, right? We got some pretty good stuff lined up the next few months, so let's connect. For Royally Rumbled, I'm Jordan.
I'm Robert.
And remember, no guess is as good as ours.